Good day, my name is Lorenzo Escaler from Computer Engineering 1A, and today I would be presenting my academic research paper for Purposive Communication. Let's begin. The research is entitled The Reinstallation of the Death Penalty in the Philippines, an academic research paper. The contents of this presentation include the introduction, the methodology, the results and discussion, and the conclusion and recommendation. First, let's tackle the introduction with the background of the study. The death penalty, in some cases called capital punishment, is an execution of an offender sentenced to death after conviction by a court of law of a criminal offense. It has been a controversial and very debatable issue for centuries. Because of this, the researcher has developed the research problem, which is whether or not the death penalty should be reinstalled in the Philippines as a form of legal punishment. This research aims to answer the research problem and provide insightful and valuable information as well as possible solutions to the problem. This study is significant to Filipino citizens, government officials, and of course, future researchers. Now let's move on to the methodology. First is the planning and drafting of the outline. Next is the researching for related links. After that is the execution of writing the paper itself. And finally, the presentation and communication of data. The instruments used as resources include websites, articles, and past researches. Now let's proceed with the results and discussion. It is separated into three sections, namely the death penalty's necessity, beneficiality, and practicability. First, let's tackle its necessity. The researcher found out that the death penalty is universally known as inhumane, unjust, and a violation of human rights. In the Philippines, the majority of the population believes in the value of life due to its heavy religious background. Because of this, practices like death penalty is not anymore tolerated, and thus, the death penalty is not necessary. Next is the beneficiality. The research conducted with regards to deterrence and effectivity resulted with the death penalty simply not being an effective deterrent to crime, since the facts and evidences does not favor it at all. Years of deterrence studies came to an overwhelming conclusion that the death penalty is indeed no more of a deterrent in comparison with the sentence of life in prison. With this, it is apparent that the death penalty is not beneficial. Finally, the practicability. The result of the research has stated that the death penalty comes with a great risk of killing the innocent. When it comes to the cost of the death penalty, the result states that the death penalty's costs are far more expensive than utilizing a system of life of imprisonment as an alternative. The costs of the death penalty are too expensive for the current Philippines' economic status, and thus, it is not practicable. With all of these arguments and facts, it is clear that the death penalty is not necessary, not beneficial, and not practicable. Therefore, the death penalty should not be reinstalled in the Philippines as a form of legal punishment. As a possible solution, the researcher recommends the life of imprisonment sentence and labor work for prisoners as an alternative. They are both more acceptable, less controversial, and less expensive than the death penalty. And that is the end of the academic research presentation. Once again, my name is Lorenzo Escaler. Thank you and have a good day.